All right, we're on. We're on live and action. Of course, now I just hit something that totally fucked this up. All right, not the best quality, is it? Don't know how to fix it. I'm not technical. All right, I am here to be a messenger of other things. I'm not here to be a technical guru at this point. But if somebody knows how to fix all of the shenanigans and get me set up and all of that stuff, like, see, why are we having that? Can you guys see that? What is that on the side? No clue. It wasn't there a second ago, but now it's there and it's annoying me. Like I need much to help. Anyways, okay, getting off topic. So I posted the last two videos, the one on the past life and the one on how the messages are getting stronger. This one is about the layers of healing. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I've been doing my own healing for many years now. And then different things, and some stuff I was ready to heal, and some stuff I thought, oh yeah, for sure, this is what I need to be healing. And some of it ended up not being what I needed to heal at the time. So I would go into sessions and I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? I want to heal, my mother issues. And because I'm going to heal my mother issues, that's going to make me stop drinking Coke and being addicted to Coke. Not the Coke you sniff, the kind you drink, okay? Let's just clarify that. So the reason why I'm doing this, and I'm filming on two different platforms right now because I'm not really familiar with YouTube, but we'll see how it goes. So the reason why I wanted to do this is because for me, I'm the type of person who likes quick things, right? Quick fixes. Like, okay, like you're going to go to the gym, you're going to work out several times, within a week, 2 weeks, you're going to see some definition, everything's great. Healing doesn't work that way. I've never known it to work that way for somebody else. Well, except for in some of the instances where, of course, I've helped people and then they've been cured of some past emotional trauma. Now, I believe some people can heal that way depending on how deep and how deeply rooted the trauma is. And some people can't heal that way, again, based on their circumstances of how much trauma they had, how deep it was, how long it's been, how long it's been buried. Many different factors play a key. Now, for me, the healing seems like it's constant. It's always one thing after the next. And I have heard that healing does happen in layers. And then I thought, okay, like, you hear certain things, but you don't really take it in, process it, or really truly understand it until it happens to you. Okay. So I started to understand it more because, for instance, I would go in and say we did a healing session and we did a healing session on, like some of my motherly issues or my issues with my mom. And I'm thinking, okay, great. Fuck, that was a great session, like I'm done. Okay, mom off the checklist, done, bam. All right, let's go on to my healing for my dad, right? And then, I'd get so far into something else and then I'm like, well, that's really weird. Where's the shit coming up with my mom again? Like I healed that, right? Like it's over, it's done. Psh, psh, gone. But it doesn't work that way. Like, so that's why I wanted to explain to people that there's not, or at least in my experience, there's not a one-stop fix, depending again how deep your trauma is, depending on how long it's been, experiences, etc. When I helped my girlfriend, for instance, which is quite interesting, I'm going to give you that example. Her thing was as simple as she had a bad experience going to the dentist. Okay, so ever since she was that age, I think she was a teenager and now she's in her mid 50s, because she had this experience at the dentist, she didn't like going to the dentist. She actually hated it. She dreaded it. You name it. Didn't want to go. So I worked with her, and in one session, we were able to, let's call it, reframe her experience of that was negative at the dentist. And then from there, she literally had a dentist appointment that week. So it was perfect. I guess that's when we did the healing. Duh. So literally she went to the dentist that week. She came back, she called me, she's like, you're not going to believe this. Oh my God. She's like, I didn't go in scared. I didn't feel anything. I actually had a pleasant experience. And I was like, all right, cool. So perhaps her healing is because she didn't have trauma growing up. And then this was, a quote unquote traumatic experience that she viewed in her lifetime, that now it was able to be resolved in one thing, whereas mine have many layers. So what I did was I wanted to explain too, the way healing works, and it works differently for each person. For me personally, and what I like to do is a certain little exercise when it comes to words and word associations, okay? Because with words and words associations, you can say a certain word and it'll trigger you a certain way. And then you could say another word and it'll trigger you a certain way. And also, words can also trigger emotions and things that have happened in your past. So that's one thing. You can also just go based on emotions. So it's really going to be up to you and your healer or your spiritual advisor, whatever you want, whatever term you use or whoever you use, how you want to go about it. Usually there's a little bit of talking involved, and then sometimes you'll notice it's a trigger word, or you'll notice it's a trigger emotion, or you'll notice it's whatever's triggering you, then you can work on it that way. But you and your therapist or whoever you're using can come up with that. I'm just reading what I've written here just to make sure I'm covering everything. So, for instance, you might have an event in your life, and this is what I'm going to show you, and hopefully you'll be able to see. Okay, so you'll have an event in your life, and sorry, I'm recording IG at the same time. And within that one event, okay, you can have several different emotional reactions. You can have fear. What did I write here? You can have fear, stress, anger, happiness. You can have positive emotions. You can have negative emotions from that one experience. Now, what will happen is say you go in and you know what, you're in meditation and you're like, okay, you know what? Today is the day we're going to work on stress. And you can work on stress and you can clear stress. And that's great. But that doesn't mean that, you know, a week to 2 weeks down the road that you won't experience stress in another level on a different event in a different way. And then you have to go back and again clear and work on stress because it's worked in a different way. Okay. Yeah, so it's also a matter of, I'm going to call it a hierarchy at times, okay? So another thing to consider, and I drew you another little diagram because I'm feeling quite creative today. So here's, and then what it's telling you on here, yeah, don't worry, it's my first live video. I'll get better at all of this. But what I wanted to show you on this is that too, so say for instance, you're experiencing sadness, but actually if you look at it from the top up, so your instant reaction is going to be anger, okay? And then when you start delving into it, reaction is anger, but really you're angry because you felt fear, and really you felt fear because you were anxious, but really you were anxious because it triggered your sadness. So sometimes when you're healing, you have to work on the hierarchy of emotions that got you to where you are, and you have to uncover the true emotion that you are to be healing. Sometimes you're going to have to heal, for instance, the anger first before you can delve down and get to the second layer or the third layer of the anxiousness or the fear or the sadness or what it may be. So basically, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to explain to you today how it's worked for me, how it continues to work for me. And of course, as I feel one thing, one topic, there's always seems to be something else that needs to be healed. Because, I mean, for me personally, I come from a traumatic back, and this happened not only when I was a baby, but this also happened in utero, which, I mean, that's a topic for a whole other day, all of the in utero. Don't expect it to be a one-stop shop. Don't be expected to be a one fix. You know what I mean? There's layers. So even though, you know, my friend cured the dentist, she's probably got something else she needs to heal. And sometimes healing one thing might trigger your attention onto another thing that you need to heal. So I hope you found that. I hope you were able to hear me. I can see that this quality of thing is definitely not, what do you call that? MGM Studios, obviously. But if you have any questions, concerns, all of the information is there. You can link me on IG, whatever it need to be. Best of luck, and thanks for listening.